Dumubewe o Maria, dumubewelia bia, dumubewelea bia, dumubewe o Maria. Gizmo, Gizmo the video man. Dumubewe o Maria, dumubewelia bia, dumubewelia bia, dumubewe o Maria. Gizmo, Gizmo the video man.
Welcome to Videoman and Gizmo's channel. So I will go to through my update for my movie collection now. It's been 3 months. I do this around every third month. It's been a lot of titles this time around, and I actually think this is one of the like not the biggest, but most how you can say the one I'm mostly happy for, because I really picked out some blind watches that I liked, many of them, but you will also see some of the titles that I haven't gotten around to check out yet. It's been crazy with work and everything. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I know it's late to hear that, but yeah, I hope you had a good Christmas and upcoming good New Year. So, but the first movie you see here is Laila, and this is part of the Norwegian film classics that I collect. I don't buy every one of them, I just buy the ones that I don't own from before and movies I really like to watch. But there is a lot of blind watches I do from this, because it's Norwegian films that I always wanted to see, and this is Laila, as I said, so it's kind of story set in the north where you have a Sápmi lady, and yeah, so it's up my alley. It's supposedly where I'm from, but this story doesn't take place where I'm from, but it's kind of like the Lapland and everything like that. So this is from the 20s, and it was really long, 2 hours and 30 minutes, but I think if they had tightened it a little bit up, there is some shit in the film that wasn't needed to be there. So, but I really enjoyed it anyway, because it's really fun how they mix the studio shots and outdoor shots. And I was super surprised when I saw how they, where they filmed this movie. But I do recommend this one. It's kind of have the same flavor. It's not as fun and it's not as cheesy as what you call it. Teuvo Tullio's Sensuela, but it has the same kind of look to it. Next one up here is Bastard. It's also a Norwegian film. All of these are Norwegian, the ones I'm going through now. So this movie is from 1940. It's also a movie that looks incredible when it comes to the outdoor scenery and everything. And I really dig the story in this one as well. It was actually, I think this is my favorite Norwegian film from before 1950. If there isn't one I have forgotten about, it could be, but this is at least up there with among my favorites. I really dig this film. It's directed by Helge Lund, and yeah, it was an entertaining watch, and this one also had the kind of flavor of Tullio's work, late Tullio's work. So it's weird, but it was also shot in Finland, as that surprised me a bit. Next one up is Spøkelse forelsker seg. I don't think this movie has an English title, and but it's a Norwegian film from 1946. And this is from one of the maestros of directors in Norway from the early days, Tancred Ibsen. I've only seen some of his films before, and I haven't really liked any of them, and I just thought this was kind of okay. But what I did like about this, since it's such an early film, because Norwegian films this early, I feel like they had a lot of quality to them, but they were kind of lacking the story. But this one, I actually think that it has had a story, and some of the humor in it landed also. It wasn't great. There is a really good office scene in this one that I really enjoyed. I think you know what I mean if you have seen it. Next one up is Skulle det dukke opp flere lik, er det bare å ringe. I don't think this either has an English title, to be honest. But if I'm going to give you one, I would say maybe Call Me If More Bodies Shows Up. Something like that. It's from 1970. I have seen this one before, actually a couple of times. I never liked it. But there is some of my really favorite comedians from Norway in this one. Aud Schønemann and Arve Oppsal. I've never been the biggest fan of Arve Oppsal. He's good, but he's not among my best. But Aud Schønemann really, really is great. It's a hard movie to judge because I never liked it, to be honest. And I wanted to give it another go because it's one of the big comedies from back in the days. But yeah, it didn't work for me now either. I thought it was boring as hell. And but it's staying in my collection because I don't know. Because. Next one up is a movie called Douglas with my all-time favorite Norwegian actor, Rolf Wesenlund. He is famous and he is great because of comedy, not because of serious roles. So when I heard about this film and that he was doing a serious role in this one, I just had to check it out. So me and my father saw this together and both of us were scratching the head and thinking, what the fuck is going on here? This is an entire film just about this kind of investigation, or you follow Rolf Wesenlund and another guy, and they're like kind of the Norwegian James Bond, if you like. He even read a James Bond book in this one, and you're just following them around, looking at different situations. Nothing more. That's it. I don't know what more to say. I just feel like Paul Bang-Hansen, who directed this one, I don't think he had a script when he went into this. But I have to... we got shocked because in the middle of the film, suddenly there's hardcore porn. And it's actually not shot on a TV screen. It's actually shot on set. And you see they are doing it for real. So that was kind of surprising to watch with my father. But I don't recommend that one. But I will keep it just because it's Rolf Wesenlund. Next one up is Den sommeren jeg fylte 15. So the summer I turned 15, I would think it's called in English. But this movie really surprised me. This is kind of a coming of age movie. It's from 1975. I never heard of it before. It's awkward and cute at the same time. And we have forgot how to make movies like this. It feels real. It feels like the people in this movie are real and that the situations are real and everything. And I just liked it. Of course, there are some bad written dialogue in it, but because of the time period and everything. But I don't know. It just felt so natural and cute. But it's also a little bit disturbing, not from a guy's point of view. Because when I was a kid, and if I experienced the same as him, I would be the happiest boy in in the world. But I'm just thinking, in the time we are living in right now and everything. So yeah, but I really, really like this film. Really digged it. Next one up is the movie from Norway that has been nominated as the best movie ever from Norway, from Montage, like the important film magazine over here. I had never seen this one before, so it was the first time to check it out. It's Next of Kin is the English title for it. Arven is the Norwegian. I think it was nominated at Cannes back in the days. This is back in 79. But for me, I just couldn't roll with this film. I just felt, how can I say this? It felt like a director who just wanted to, like the director just wanted to make a movie for herself. There was stuff in the film that I really thought was good, but the problem with those things as well is that they are kind of ruined in the making. I have just a bit, like for people who have seen this one, just one example is that you have like a long tracking shot in the opening of like early in the film where we are revealing all of the people it's going to be about. And we see them in different groups sitting around eating at tables at a dinner party. And we hear them talking, and it's cool how they, use sound there, so we hear the groups talking while the camera moving, so the sound switches from people to people. I like that a lot. But the problem here is that in the ending of that shot, it just ends. There is no output for the shot, or like there isn't any transitions, anything like that makes the shot actually go from that to the next scene. So it's beautiful, but then it kind of breaks itself. That's my anticipation of that thing, and I didn't like it. I also didn't believe that much in the characters, and everything was kind of staring into the wall, thinking, one line, thinking, another line. So it got boring after a while. But it's not a bad movie, it's just that I had probably a little bit too much hope for it, and it ended up being okay minus. This movie I saw back in the days. My father had, I think he had the vinyl for both of these, the ones I'm going to show later also. But I remember I hated them as a kid, but I thought that I didn't like Monty Python as a kid either. Like, I was too young, I believe. But I love Monty Python today, and you can clearly see this is highly inspired from Monty Python. But there is something about the humor that just doesn't work for me in this film. I didn't laugh one time, and I don't know, it felt so cheap. But I did love the aesthetic. I love the costumes. I did love the setups, everything. But the story was boring and the humor didn't land. So everything was just flat. And that's kind of the worst thing, watching movies like this. So, but if they use the same budget as they did here, and they put it into a decent story, I would actually love it. It will feel like a true exploitation film from Norway almost. And I'm saying exploitation, but more kind of the grindhouse cinema type of movies. There are some cool songs in it, but that's the best I can give it. I didn't like it that much. Next one up is Hard Asphalt. So this is a film I know I've seen before, but yeah, I can't remember it. It's a super 80s film. And I think that's what I liked about it. That and the acting, actually. I love the 80s aesthetic, and this is pure 80s. It's shot in the 80s and everything. So I did love everything with that. And there are some really cool camera work in the film and some cool editing. But I just wish they went full on with all of that, because there are so many scenes that are traditionally filmed, but suddenly they do some cool stuff just randomly in the film, and it kind of lost the power after a while, because it happens kind of 3-4 times in the film, and then it was more or less like, oh, okay, that was cool, but then we are back to watching the traditional stuff again. And to be honest, the story was a little bit boring. I did love the first 20 minutes of the film. That was fucking top G of movies, but after 20 minutes in, it just felt like it was going on with the same thing forever. But acting was good, and I do recommend that one actually to check it out. Next one up is Showbiz, and this is the other one that I just spoke about, that my father probably had on record for. He definitely had CDs for these films. I think this was almost as bad as the other one. This one was saved a little bit of the 80s aesthetics, like shots around Oslo and everything like that. And I also like that kind of, it's not much of neolights, but it's kind of the same style as the old New York films have when it comes to the grittiness in the city. Love that. And I love the hooker segments in the film. That was fun. I think that was with Øyvind Blunk, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I saw this one. I think it's 2 months ago or something. But 1 month. I saw it right away when I got it. But so it's an okay film. Nothing to scream loud about. But it's not okay either. It's bad, but it's okay for being bad. If that makes sense. No, it doesn't, I know. So the Blue Wolves, this is the third one in the series of Pello Proffen. We got Døden på Oslo S, the first one we already have on Norwegian Film Classic, and now we got the third one. It's actually the second one I liked the best when I was a kid, Giftige Løgnere. That was the one I saw the most time, at least. But I haven't seen any of these for many, many years. I need to check them out. But I still hope they will release the second one so I can watch them, all of them together. But yeah, I haven't checked it out since I got it. Next one up is Head Above the Water, Hod over vannet. So this one got a remake in America. In the remake, Harvey Keitel, Billy Zane, Cameron Diaz was in it at least. I think there was one more person. In this one we get Lene Elise Bergum nude, and she is full on nude in this one, just so you know. It's not the American kind of hiding stuff. This is full nudity. We are in Europe, Norway, so nudity all the way. I do like the original better. Nils Gaup directed this one. He did Pathfinder, and then I think he did Håkon Håkonsen, and then this one, if I'm not mistaken. The Norwegian film feels more like a thriller than the American one does. The American is a little bit more comedy and all that. There is comedy in this one as well, but not as much. But I do love this film. This film is one of the films I grew up with as a kid that I really fell in love with in young age and everything. So I'm looking forward to check it out again. Maybe I see it before my father leaves. Okay, now we are done with the Norwegian Film Classic. So now it's random titles, to be honest. First one up is Playful with Fingers, or as it's called on the great internet, is Delicate, Skillful Fingers. This is a 1972 Roman porno. I have now, I think, all of them in this collection. I'm not 100% sure on that. I need to check it out. But it's from Nikatsu Studios. And yeah, you can clearly feel when you watch this film that Tarantino has copied all the music in this one and just put it in his films. The music is Tarantino all the way, baby. I do think that the sex scenes, normally the sex scenes in these films are either so extreme that you are just shocked while watching them, so they don't drag, or they are kind of filmed in a really weird way. It's not porno, but it's kind of, and it is softcore, but it's different from sexploitation. These ones are more either extreme or more playful in the way they are done. And I do think in this one, they were so regular in a way. So I felt they were dragging. It's absolutely not a bad film, but it's not a movie. It's not one of those I will go back to often, because I love a lot of these Roman porno films. But this one is on the lower scale, in my opinion. So another film I haven't checked out yet. I never seen this one actually, and it's from Warner Archives, and it's the Bermuda Depths. The reason I picked this one up was because it was really expensive when it was released. For us to buy Warner Archive, it cost a lot, but it was on a sale, and on top of that, it's a 70s sci-fi movie. I think it's sci-fi at least, maybe monster movie, I don't know. But on top of that, you have Carl Weathers in it, and I love Carl Weathers, and he sadly passed away a year ago or something. So yeah, I need to check this one out. And it's directed by the same dude who did The Last Dinosaur, a movie I saw a bunch of times as a kid. I don't know if that one holds up today, but it was fun when I was a kid. So the next Warner Archive film I actually got time to check out, and I thought I had seen this one before, but I actually hadn't. And I fucking love this film. So this is a Japanese-American co-production back in the days. So it's really weird because it feels big budget at some places, but then it feels low budget at other places. And it feels, or it is great special effects at times in the film, but suddenly it just falls down and become really crappy. It almost not crappy, but it doesn't fit the universe at all. So it looks like the Muppet Show suddenly arrives into this sci-fi movie. I do love the female costumes in this. I know that Galaxina tried to tried to do the same as this. If anybody's seen Galaxina, they know that it looks like she has shit her pants all the time because they're too big for her. But in this one, they actually made it tight, so it looks really good on the females. And the song in this film is amazing. So this is one I highly recommend for people out there. It was a lot of fun, and a movie I will go back to often. Next one up is The Firework Woman. So this is a porno, and I actually quit buying those pornos. There has been two porno films I bought, 3 with this one. I bought the last year. But there has to be a special reason for me to buy them. Not because I think all of them are crap, but I do think it's hard to watch them as movies when you have these long sex scenes and everything. But this one I had to watch because it's Wes Craven who directed this one. And I known about this film forever. Not the title or anything like that, but I just knew that he had directed 1 or 2 porno films before he went into the horror. And what I didn't know was that he actually directed this after he directed Last House on the Left. So that thing is kind of weird, I think. But this was really weird to watch. You have actually Wes Craven acting in this film as well. He's not doing any porno scenes, but he is the devil, or at least a demon or something like that. But so the Freddy Krueger creator has actually done a porno, and now I've seen it. So I'm happy about that. What I will say about this film, if you are one of those who like to watch these porno films, don't buy this if you like porno just for porno's sake. I'm afraid of you if you get turned on by this film, because I do think the 2 sex scenes in the film are rape scenes, and then you have 2 other scenes that are not rape scenes. One gangbang thingy, but you also have the one of the rape scenes are so disturbing. So I was wondering who the fuck wanted to do this in a porno. I had no idea. But the movie is beautiful shot. It is insanely well acted. I was shocked that this is a porno because, and of course, it's Wes Craven who actually showed his work in the porno genre. And you also have Sean, Cunningham, as one of the producers on this one. So we have 2 of the greatest American horror icons, if you like, behind the camera, actually making this porno film. So it's I'm super happy that I've seen it. I will sell it because I will never see it again, but now I've finally seen the porno Wes Craven did. Next one up is All the Moons. So this was one of my blind buys from Vinegar Syndrome. I always do like maybe 2 blind buys each month of the partner labels. I normally do them because I think it's exciting to just find out which title I want to pick. I think the reason I bought this one was I wanted to check out some new films, as I always do, but I know I'm going to be disappointed as always. This is a 2020 Spanish-French film. The movie looks fantastic, and it's not often I say that about new films, especially independent films, because I do think they often focus more on the kind of defocus thingy and stuff like that, so we don't see much. But this one is actually shot a little bit more traditionally that I really enjoy, and but I do think the story was dragging. I've been back and forward if I want to keep this one. And for now, I want to keep it and maybe watch it one more time before I eventually sell it. Or if I keep it after that, who would know? But it looks so damn beautiful. So, yeah. Next one up is Until the Light Takes Us. I haven't seen this since I got it, but I've seen this one before. I think I've seen it actually 2 times. It was on TV back in the days. It's a black metal documentary, Norwegian mostly, and alright, it's actually about Norwegian black metal. So, but yeah, I remember I liked this a lot, and then there was a Norwegian black metal documentary that came out some years later that I thought was really bad because I'd seen this first. So when I saw the Norwegian one, it felt like, ugh, less money, less budget, less quality, and just retelling of all the stuff I already seen. But this one is good. I need to watch it again. Maybe I will see this actually with Izzy, because I don't think she knows much about the black metal history. She's a little bit younger, so she was born right in the time period when it happened, when it was the biggest, if you like. So the Maikua Hama trilogy. This one I know nothing about. I bought it as a blind buy, and what was it? It's 90s films. The Most Terrible Time in My Life, The Stairway to the Distant Past, and I think I can't remember the last title right now. It's directed by Kaizo Hayashi, and it's a Japanese trilogy. But I know nothing about it, so I will check it out. Next one up is a movie I saw when I first got it back in the days, Black Eyed Susan. But I actually sold my copy. I didn't sell it because I thought it was bad, but I sold it because I thought I would probably never see it again. It's directed by Scooter McGee, and he also did a movie, actually I still have, that is one of the few SOV films that was released on... who was it? Maybe it was Saturn Corn. I can't remember. But it's 16 Tongues, I think it's called. And I kind of like that one. It was trippy as hell. This one isn't that trippy, but it goes into a subject matter that is kind of in time right now. It's done on low budgets and everything, but it's a little bit interesting. And it was on sale, so I bought it really cheap. So I just thought, I'll grab it now before it goes out and watch it again, because I actually think I will watch it again. It has an interesting premise. Felt a little bit original, a little bit. I give it that, and it's a pretty new film. I think it's a Vinegar Syndrome in-house production, to be honest. Berberian Sound Studio. So this is one of those films that I would call a newer horror classic, maybe. I haven't seen it, and that's the reason why I'm a little bit careful calling it a classic, but I heard people talk about this for years now. I never found it anywhere to watch it or anything like that, and I still haven't seen it actually, but it's directed by Peter Stickland, and I don't know much about it, but it's been really hard to track this film down, but finally I got it, so now I can see it. I heard a lot of good things about it, so we'll see. Next one up is Man from the Gutter. So this is our 83 Shaw Brother production, and I think this is the only Shaw Brother movie Lam Nai Choi did. It's a kind of a pulp crime movie, and it's, when it first kicks gear, it never stops. I have been fan of every fucking movie I've seen from Choi, but this one is in the middle. I would say it's his weakest film I've seen so far, if I remember right. But it's still a really, really fun time, and there are some really cool scenes in the film. I don't know actually how many times I will rewatch this, because it's kind of a one and done for me, maybe. But I will keep it just because it's one of my favorite directors who did this, and I'm so sad that he directed so few. I tried to look up where the hell where is he? And I couldn't find any information. It just looks like he left the industry and nobody knows where he is. I couldn't find any information about it. But I do recommend this one to check it out, especially if you're a fan of the director. It feels different from him. Next one up is Reviver 1, Volume 1, I think. So this is the first release of their new label, maybe. It's just trash they have had in storage on film rolls that they put into discs, so there will be so you have a chance to watch them for the first time. All of these were bad. I do think the documentary had some quality, especially the ending of the documentary surprised me, because it was kind of a twist in the ending in a way. Maybe not a twist, but the summon up, if you like, was kind of like, I didn't expect that. But it was so long, the documentary also. It wasn't long in running time, but it felt like it lasted forever. Yeah, I will not be buying any more of these revival discs. It was not for me at all. I thought the short film felt long. No, it didn't. I think it was 2 minutes or something, 3 minutes. But it was a stupid premise, stupid twist, if you like, or whatever. And the feature on this release was also boring as hell. Yeah, I will not be buying any more of these. It was a one and done. Next one up is the adult version of Jekyll and Hyde. So this was really weird. This is porno, but I did buy this because I've heard of both of these films before. And actually, the adult version of Jekyll and Hyde is actually remade in the 80s again in another porno film that I have seen before. And this one was a lot better, if you like, in production value and everything. But I didn't love that film. But the other movie on this release was a lot more fun, I think. And that's The Erotic Adventure of Sorrow. If you take away the rapey scene in the first 20 minutes of the film, like you have where the soldiers are doing what they want to do with some girls, after that the movie gets fun. And man, the girls are hot in these films, in both of them actually. And it doesn't feel like they are from the 70s. I thought like some things with the films feel 70s, but the girls looks more like they are from the 80s, to be honest. There isn't like a fucking forest down there and everything. But anyway, cool fight sequences with Sorrow here and a fun ride. I actually like this. I will keep this in the collection. It's actually something I've been thinking about actually showing it through our film club. It would be fun to have an experience like that. So next one up is Blue City. This one I grabbed right away. I don't think I've seen it before, but I do love me some 80s, like the look of this cover even looks like right up my alley. But I know nothing about it. It's American film, late 80s I believe. But yeah, I want to go blind into that one. Some of these films have really surprised me. So I haven't seen any of these either. I think it's 2 films on this release, if I'm not mistaken. Courtesans and Criminals, the underworld of Hideo Gosha. So I wonder if it's 2 films. I don't know. So I bought this because I have liked all the Asians films I have actually bought from Vinegar Syndrome partner labels. The Asian stuff has been fucking great. Pink Cut. So this is a double release from Kani. And or you can put it in kind of a Pinkus style films. But the thing is that I'm not that well-rounded with that kind of stuff, but it feels a little bit too soft to be Pinku. It's not really, or maybe it is. It's really soft core porn in a way. But the movie I fucking loved on this was Top Stripper. This movie was really, really great. I loved it. I loved the casting of the small dude in that one. They're the main actor in that one. He was so different from what you normally see, both in Asian cinema, but also in Western cinema. He was just a small little dude, a small little loser that, but also kind of, he looked kind of so innocent and so, I don't know, traditional in a way. And he was lurking around in this stripper club. And I just love the kind of set up or how they interacted with the storyline between him and the stripper. I thought it felt original. Next one up is sorry, Mike Diana, I think his name is, Film Collection. This is Factory 25. So this is pure trash. It's and it's not good trash either. But the reason I wanted to check these ones out is because I'm a big fan when really young people make their first features, first features. And I read just about it and I thought that this will be up my alley. And it was. The only thing I was struggling with, in especially the first feature, was the sound design. It sounds like really cheap Nintendo shit. Like any other sound they could use would have been better, but it really messed with my head. But it's really playful. I would call this experimental cinema in many ways, but it's made by, I think he was 17 when he did this, and it reminds me of myself when I was a kid making films. But yeah, and some of the effects was pretty damn good for what it is. And the long feature on this one is 2.5 hours long. It's called Baked Baby Jesus. and it starts off pretty weird. So next one up is the Agfa title, Crazy Kids Video Party. The first, it's 4 or 5 about 1 hour long, 5 1 hour long videos here. So you have The Big Bad Wolf. It's the 3 Little Pigs story, but switch it around with goats, if I remember rightly. I thought that was really cute. I was a little bit thrown out because the quality was a little bit bad on that one. And I'm not saying like every one of these are kind of video quality, but the first one would have been a lot better if the color popped a lot more. But I had fun with it. Fun in Balloon Land is probably one of the worst films I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. It's more or less the same as I did with Disneyland Paris when I went there, but my film is 15 minutes long, and when I rewatched it as a grown-up, I still felt it was 10 minutes too long. But it's more or less just walking around in Balloon Land and for 1 hour and talk to some giant sculptures and shit like that, and then you watch a parade for almost 20 to 30 minutes. It was terrible. Polly Pockets was also terrible, but at least I fell in love with Polly in that one. She was hot as hell. And all of her pockets she could keep as long as I get Polly. No, I actually thought it was easy to come through. And I do believe that one was shorter, if I'm not mistaken. The Princess Magic Frog... I can't remember that one that well. I remember the ending, but I can't remember the film. I don't think I liked it that much. But the movie I loved on this one is a Russian film that's called Kingdom of Crooked Mirror. That movie was amazing. And I'm so happy that Agfa released this thing, because this is one of the best releases of the entire year, just because of the Russian film. I love that film. I never seen it before, but I heard about it when I was a kid. I think there was someone in my class who liked it a lot. Super happy about that. And then Agfa went and did something even more incredible. So this is a movie I've heard about forever and ever. I had no idea what it was about. I've been trying to look it up on illegal downloads and everywhere. I couldn't find it anywhere. But this is Joe Dante's first film. It's actually 10 years before he did the first big kind of thing he got known for, Piranha. But this is more or less just a 4 or 5 hours, I can't remember, 4 or 5 hours long montage video that you see on YouTube all the time. But the reason this one is so fucking good to watch is because it feels like everything you see in the video is something that doesn't exist anymore. So you're excited for everything that pops up. And it's so damn fun. It's not like comedy fun, but it's like just cute to watch old school American TV commercials, music videos, there's only one, but and TV shows stuff, and just random shit, clips from films, stuff like that. There are some familiar stuff that you will see in this one that you've probably seen before, but most of it feels untouched, like gone, lost. So this one is even better than the last I talked about now. So this is also one of the best releases the entire year. Next one up is a movie I haven't seen, and that's Kill the Jockey. So I think I bought this because I used my points, if that, or maybe it was on sale. I don't know. I wasn't supposed to buy this, but I ended up doing so. And I've been actually, I actually like most of the films from Music Box Select. So yeah, I want to check it out. Next one up is Hot Spring Shark Attack. So yeah, Utopia released this one. I liked half of the stuff, maybe half of the stuff I bought from them. Actually, that's one of the companies I like the least. I think Hot Spring Shark Attack, if I can compare it with something, I think it must be Asylum. Like the shittiest company in the world, in my opinion. I don't think I've seen any movies from them that I actually liked a little bit even. But the thing with this one is that when I watch an Asylum film, it feels like they don't know what they're doing at all. Except Sharknado. I actually like Sharknado a little bit. And this one is actually a little bit like Sharknado. That's the best comparison when I think about it. I do think this is a little bit better than Sharknado because there are actually some jokes in this one that lands. And there are some crazy ass fantasies going on in this film, how the story goes. But don't watch it if you are if you hate the Asylum, like me actually. This was actually for me, this is maybe 4 out of 10, maybe weak 5 out of 10. But this is the best you can get out of movies like that shit. That's how I will say it. So next one up is the Advent Calendar. So this one was boring as hell. It, how can I say this gently? It felt like a movie that could have worked if they put some more focus on the shit that was in the middle and they kept the feminist part out. And also the monster looked pretty good in this one. The problem is that they show him in way too much. And also there is really bad color sequence when he comes up of the water and all of that shit. I don't know. I didn't have fun with this film at all. The reason I bought it was 2 reasons. One, because it was a Christmas film. I needed a Christmas film to watch this Christmas. And also it was a new film. I wanted to check out a new film. New Christmas film. Next one up is Girls Town. So this one I remember from back in the days. It's Film Movement Classic who released this one. And Shudder released the Advent Calendar. I remember I liked this back in the days. If I remember rightly, I think it's kind of shot cheaply. It's kind of handheld and it's kind of gritty. The style that Larry Clark did with kids and movies like that. And Lily Taylor is in this one. I think this is one of her early roles. And she's acting like a badass in this one. And if I remember rightly, it worked. And you also had Brooklyn Harris in this one. I remember her really well from Dangerous Minds. And she's also in Juice. But I miss her. What happened to her? Well, anyway. I'm looking forward to check out Girls Town. Next one up is a movie that I bought because it was on sale. And I wanted to grab it before. But I ended up waiting. And now I got it cheaper. So that's good. This is a Mongolian movie, and that was the only reason I actually picked it up, because I don't think I can remember I've seen a pure produced Mongolian film. So that was interesting. And it sounds like a stripper film with a lot of neon light and stuff. I love that. So let's check it out. Next one up is Swedish, and it's The Doll. So this one was a big surprise for me. Just when it was announced, I was, what the hell is this? And yeah. This is an incel movie, I would say. A guy that is alone and doesn't want to talk to people or whatever. And I don't remember if he bought the doll or what the fuck he did, but he got that doll and the doll comes to life for him. But there is another, maybe not a twist to the story, but a turn in the story that I liked a lot. And it's a really weird flow of the film. So I highly recommend it. It's not great, but I did like it a lot, to be honest. And Arne Mattsson, who directed that one, I've heard about him before, but I've never seen anything he have done. He has done a film that I really want to see, though, but I can't find it anywhere. But You also get a long interview. I think it's 40 minutes long on this one with Mats Helge, the legend from Sweden. He directed movies like Russian Terminator, Fatal Secret, The Ninja Mission, Blood Track that Vinegar Syndrome released. Yeah, it's almost 45 minutes long, if I remember right. And this was a fun one. And you also get a bonus feature on this one that was also fun. Ibon Lundin, it's called, and it's directed by Per Oskarsson. And Per Oskarsson did a movie that I wanted to see since the first time I heard about the story surrounding that film, but I can't find it anywhere. And it's called Sverige åt svenskarna, and it's from the beginning of the 80s, if I remember rightly. I always wanted to see that one. But yeah, super happy to own this in the collection. Next one up is a 4K release through, who was this again? Was it the horror section? So this is the first release I have from that partner label, if I'm not mistaken. Jimmy and the Stigs. So this is a movie directed by the same dude who did Christmas Bloody Christmas, Bliss, and VFW. And I have actually not really liked any of those, but I do think Christmas Bloody Christmas is probably the one that comes highest on the list if I have to pick one. I did buy this one because it was on sale, cheap, and yeah, I think that's the only reason why. And I got The Candle for the Devil. Candle for the Devil is a movie I would have picked up anyway. There is no chance in hell that I wouldn't pick this one up. I never seen it before, but it's kind of a Spanish horror. And if I remember right, I think it's like religious horror from Spain. And that sounds really up my alley. So I knew right away I had to pick this one up. It's a 4K release. And I also think this is the first release I have from Bizarro, another partner label from Vinegar Syndrome. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to check that one out. Next one up is The Dam Busters. This one I knew nothing about except that it's a war movie, or at least in war times. So it's a 4K release from Film Movement Classics. I bought this as a blind buy, but I love war films, so I wasn't afraid that I wasn't going to like it. But I wouldn't have thought that I liked it as much as I did. So this isn't set right in warfare, but it's more set on planning an attack. A special attack that they did during the Second World War with those bombs they built to break those dams, the Germans' dams. And it's a really cool story from the 50s. And I do think everybody who likes movies will enjoy this one. It was a surprise. I saw it with my father and it was a lot of fun. He had seen it before and he was talking about there was a remake out of this one. I don't know about that, but it's the director, Michael Anderson. He also did one of my favorite animal attack films of all time, Orca. But he also did Around the World in 80 Days, Logan's Run. And he also did actually the first 1984 films that I only seen half of. But I really need to get that one I hope it gets a physical release. Oh, next one up is Shoot First, Die Later. So in this Fernando Di Leo film, we have a crime movie that I haven't checked out yet. I do think Leo is I've been going through this in my head lately that I think he must be the best Italian crime director. Politeschi's films, because I liked Caliber 9, I think is good, and I do think the Italian Connection is amazing, The Boss is amazing, so I'm really looking forward to check out more of his stuff. But yeah, I haven't seen this yet, so I make sure it will happen pretty damn soon. The next one up is another Fernando Di Leo film. I actually heard people I know who have seen this and said that this is his weakest. But I haven't checked it out yet, so I don't know. But Rules of the City, I think Jack Palance, isn't that his name? Palance. It's great normally. I loved him in that. Who was it? Was it Sergio? No, wait, I can't remember. He was in a war movie I saw recently, Italian. But I always liked him in films. He has that old man's look on his face, even when he was young. But yeah, the main reason I actually... Because I saw when they released this one, or announced this one, I wanted it right away. Because Delia Bucardo is in this film, and I loved her. She was in Tarkovsky's... was it Nostalgia, or was it... I think it was Nostalgia. Yeah, I think so. And... but she was also in Tentacles, one of my favorite fish monster films when I was a kid. I actually don't think I... Oh, wait, do I have... Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray. Oh, man, I was afraid there. And she was also in Hercules, the first one with Lou Ferrigno. So I'm looking forward to check that one out. Next one up is Killer Cop, Luciano Ercole. So yeah, I only seen Death Walks on High Heels and the forbidden photo of a lady above suspicion, I think. Yeah, and I also seen Death Walk at Midnight from him. But I think I liked all of his films. But none of them was amazing. But just good films. So I'm looking forward to check out this one. This looks more like a Politeski film than the other films I've seen from him. That feels more like Jolly inspired. Next one up is I Vampiri, or Lust for the Vampire, I think, in the American title. So this is directed by Ricardo Freda. I've seen 4 films from Freda, and every one of them has been goth horror except Murder Obsession. Or Murder Obsession is also goth horror, but it feels a little bit more bonker than his more safe goth horror style films, in my opinion. And that's also something I've never been a big fan of, because I struggle with these Italians and also UK goth horror films that are leaning more just on the goth horror instead of trying to new a story in any way, right? So for me, I didn't love this film. I thought it was okay, but yeah. And Mario Bava shot this one. And as I said earlier on my channel, I know I got some shit from it, but who cares? I've never been the biggest Bava fan. Now I've seen most of his films, and I think I like, and I mean I think it's good film. 2 of his films are good. But I think most of his films are too safe for me. They just don't really do anything for me, sadly. But he doesn't have a single movie I think is bad though, but it's just, I wish for more. So next one up is Girl with a Suitcase. So this is a French-Italian film, far from the other ones I already spoke about from Radiance, but this is more of a drama. This film for me is so rare because I think in movies like this, the story can just go out the window because it's more about the motion in the ocean, to say it like that. It's I was drifting into this film right away. I love the cinematography. Claudia Cardinale is just so insane beautiful in this film. And even the kid, or I think he must be in about 17, 18 in the film at least. But anyway, the story between those two I felt was a little bit edgy. And I actually got a little bit pissed at a certain point in the film. But you understand also why things are happening. So yeah, I thought the movie was just mesmerizing, beautiful. It's insane beautiful. It's 61, I think it was. Next one is from Eureka Entertainment, and this is Finis Terra. And this is a French classic from 1929. So we are actually just as old as the oldest Norwegian film I had in this stack with Laila. But totally different spectre. Laila was fun to watch because of their kind of in time way of making films. Well, this movie could have been made yesterday. It's so damn, I don't know how to express this in English, but it's so damn weird to watch it, knowing it's so old, because it doesn't feel old at all. It's, it was, I think that was the thing that sold me most on this film while watching it, since I liked it so much, is that I was just drifting into this, and it just felt like the movie was made yesterday. I highly recommend people to check this one out. It feels almost like a beautiful documentary where they have tried to film it more traditional film in a way. It's kind of hard because even the acting was good, and I like would have worked nowadays, to say it like that. Next one up is from the Eureka, it's The Island, and this one was the one I was looking mostly forward to, because I never heard about this before, and the cover art and everything looks so damn cool. But I have to say, this one really disappointed me. It feels like they have tried to kind of capitalize on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in one way, but also the Friday the 13th. But then you have... it's hard to explain because nothing happens really in the film before late in the film, and you never get scenery like you see here. They are at a place that could feel like this, but there are no kind of scenes that are fun. I don't know. The best thing with the film was actually the crazy fat actor in the ending. I don't know if it was fat, but it was a little bulky dude. But anyway, he was great. Crazy as fuck. But yeah, this was a sad watch for me, actually. I was disappointed as hell. Next one up from Eureka Entertainment is The Ambulance. So this one I saw when I was a kid. I had this on a big box VHS. I remember I liked it, I believe, but I still haven't had time to check it out again. I will do it soon. It's directed by Larry Cohen. Same dude who did The Stuff, God Told Me To, It's Alive, and all of those. Q. Another movie I liked as a kid, and special effects as well. But I'm looking forward to check this one out. It's from 1990. Next one up is a 4K, normal 4K release, Scandinavian release actually, of Sunset Boulevard. So this is an amazing film. I started watching it the other day, but I didn't finish it, so I will finish it today or tomorrow. But it's an amazing film. I haven't seen it since the early 2000s, but I loved it since the first time I saw it. So I highly recommend Sunset Boulevard to everybody. It's one of the greats from the 50s, America. Next one up is Boogie Nights. Yeah, this is my absolute favorite from Paul Thomas Anderson. It's an amazing good movie. I'm super happy to own it on 4K. Everyone is perfectly cast in the film. Heather Graham, Julianne Moore, John C. Reilly, Philip Seymour Hoffman, William M. Macy. It's actually fun to think those three were cast in the same film. But anyway, this movie I highly recommend to everybody. Everybody should check it out. The best scene in the fucking movie, in my opinion, is the Nina Hartley scene where she is banging the dude outside, the married dude. I love that scene. Weapons. So I was back and forward to buy this one, but I found out, you know what? I think I want to own it. It's a good film. It's a good horror movie. It's not great because I think the ending is a little bit... I don't know. I was hoping for so much more. And by saying that, I think a little bit more calmer ending, if that makes sense. But Zach Cregger, still an exciting director to keep on. I did like part of Barbarian, but I hated the film by the ending. But I do think he tries at least to do something original, and I'm looking forward to check out Weapons again. I will not be watching it for a while because my father is down here, and it's not a movie I think he will like at all. Better Off Dead. So this is probably the only John Cusack movie I had never seen before, so I was happy to finally pick it up. I heard many people were praising it. I thought it was okay. I'm actually a big fan of movies like this, but this one just didn't really hit me the right way. I had fun with it. I think I gave it 5 or 6 out of 10, but it wasn't like up there among the best. I did like the best thing with the movie was actually the scene with John Cusack and Diane Franklin. But I rather see her or see the movie Last American Virgin than actually going back to this one. But I will be rewatching this, so I will keep it, absolutely. Sinners. So, I've said this before. I'm not a big fan of this film, but it is a movie I know I will watch again. I hated the twist in the film. Most stupid way they could ever do the twist was the way they did it. They could have just changed microscopic things with the twist, and the twist would have worked 10 times better. And everybody knows why. I also thought the sex stuff in the film was way too heavy-handed. I just didn't think it worked for the story. But what I did love about it was the way they implemented the music in the film. I loved some of the build-up for scenes, and I I liked the characters a lot. I think they managed to actually create characters that I wanted to follow. But again, it has minus, it has plus, but I'm not agreeing with people saying Ryan Coogler is such a great director, because what movies has he actually made that is so great? I don't even know. I was so surprised when he was suddenly up there, like, he's great. I don't know. He's fine. Dogtooth. My favorite Yorgos Lanthimos film, and I think this is his second film, actually. I haven't seen his first film and a movie he did after this one, the ski movie, or Antler or something like that. But yeah, this movie, I love it. I know many people struggle with this, and I believe it is because they are misunderstanding what it's really about. Because every time I talk to people who have seen it and said they didn't like it, and I explain to them what I think it is about, because there is no facts out there when it comes to movies, but then they have switched their mind, at least many of them. Tony didn't, I think. But Dogtooth is a really good movie. I will actually compare it a little bit with Brie Larson's Room. The only difference is that Room is a good drama with tension in it, while Dogtooth is it goes under your skin. It's really, really creepy all the time. So I like Dogtooth better than Room, but I like both of them. But I kind of similar build-ups and similar situation, you know. Next one up is In My Skin. So this is a French extreme film that not many people know about. I saw this for the first time in 2012, I believe. I got it on DVD, and I wanted to upgrade it since. I was super surprised when I saw it got a 4K release. So this one I will go back to soon, because I only seen it on DVD, actually. It's a movie that I don't hear many people talk about, but I do think it's a body horror, and it's kind of how do you say it? Not creepy, but more disgusting in a way. Dario Argento, Sleepless. Yeah. The best thing to say about this one is not that it's not shit. I think it's fine. It's among Argento's lowest, but still among the best of the lowest. I still wanted it in my collection because I want all of his films in my collection except Phantom of the Opera. I have it on DVD, but I hate that film. Will never watch it again. Seen it 2 times and never again. Romeo and Juliet. So this was the second last Troma film that I needed in my collection. I didn't even own this on DVD. But I've seen this film since I was a kid, like back in 93 or something like that on VHS. And I've always been found about it. It's the dick monster scene is something that has always been in back of my head. But yeah, it's a weird story. Weird adaptation of the Romeo and Juliet story. And actually one of the best, in my opinion. Next one up is Ruby. This one I never seen, but I've seen the poster art for this a long time. It's another Exorcist ripoff, kind of, but I would say this goes in a different direction, so I wouldn't really call it a ripoff from Exorcist. It's really weird. It's really the ending is also ending is kind of cool, actually. And Piper Laurie, she gets really crazy, and I love it. Love every second of it. This is a big recommend for me. It was a big surprise from Vinegar Syndrome. Next one up is Clue. So this is a 4K Steelbook release in Norway. I still haven't seen this film. I don't think I ever seen it. So I will be watching this one of the next days with my father. This is a movie I think he will enjoy a lot too. Next one up is Galaxy Quest. So, to be honest, I never liked this film at all, but I've heard so many people say I need to give it another go. And I didn't pick it up when it first was released, but it got out on sale recently. And then I picked it up for only $9 or something. And yeah, I will give it another go. But and it's gotten really high rating also, I see, all over the place. But I never liked it back in the days when I was 18 or something when I saw it. Next one up is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And this one is one of my absolute favorite musicals. It's amazing. And everything in the movie, I think, is amazing. It's just so damn fun. I actually never thought they were going to bring it on 4K. It was just, I read something about it one place, but it popped up this year. Super happy about that. So, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is a pretty good Christmas movie in my opinion. Jim Carrey is excellent in the film. But what I do think they missed the mark on here is that Jim Carrey as the Grinch is perfect. We don't need anything more in the film. But they had to set it in the Grinch world. If they put Grinch into our world, it would have been a lot more fun in my opinion. But I still think it's a decent, good Christmas movie. It's a movie I can see often. No problem. Next one up is Stand By Me. And yeah, talking about amazing. This is amazing. I love this film. But I haven't watched it for many years now. Last time I saw it was on DVD. And I have a Blu-ray of it, but I upgraded it now to 4K, of course. But yeah, I need to check it out soon. And especially because of Rob Reiner, what happened to him now. Maybe it will be actually this movie me and my father and maybe the whole family watch on Christmas Eve. No, New Year's Eve, I mean. So that will be a perfect movie for that day. Next one up is a movie that I think is even more amazing. One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest. So, I don't need to talk about this film. It's so damn good. It's a masterpiece. And it's one of the best movies ever made in America, in my opinion. It's perfect. Next one up is Sleepy Hollow. This is not a perfect movie. What I think actually the biggest problem with this film is that they lean more over to the technical stuff in the film rather than the story. Because it is actually an interesting story if you have read the book. But I just think they was too focused on making the movie look as good as possible. But it's still a good film. I enjoy it. Christina Ricci is great in it. Johnny Depp is okay. I like Johnny Depp, but I don't think he comes off in that film as good as he normally is. But in this film, oh yeah, Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder. I think that this film is their best film ever. Both of them. I can't come up with another film that I think is better actually. Always loved Edward Scissorhands. And I think when I was a kid, I felt like this was one of my first horror films that I ever watched. One of them. I saw some before. And I know many people don't look at it as a horror, but when you're a kid, there are scenes in it that feels a little bit like horror. Next one up is actually back to Vinegar Syndrome. And this is The New Rose Hotel. And this is part of the cinematography line. And I collect this line, not because I will have every title from it, because I just want to collect everyone and see them by numbers from 1 and up, and to see which one I want to keep, and then sell off the ones I don't want to keep. But I have seen this one before. I saw it on YouTube before we did a stream with where I saw a bunch of Asia Argento films, and I didn't like it at all, but it was terrible quality, and I will give it a go. I will give it a go again. For now, it's the lowest rating I have on Abel Ferrara film. I think this is his lowest film so far I've seen from him. But you got Christopher Walken in this one, William Dafoe, and both of them I remember was pretty fun. I think Christopher Walken is actually having a pretty fun role in that one, if I'm not mistaken. So at close range, I was super happy when they announced this one, because this is a really good film. I already had it from Imprint on Blu-ray, but the thing is this, I upgraded it and I sold my Imprint, so I didn't pay any money for it, or maybe $2 or something. But this is a 4K release, and this is a movie I highly recommend to everybody. Another one from cinematography is King of the Gypsies. So I don't know if I ever saw this film, but the movie sounds really interesting. I like gang films. I love the 70s. I think Susan Sarandon, Eric Roberts, Brooke Shield, and she must have been really young in this film. All of them I like in films. But there is bigger names than them also in the films, but I don't have reckon with, like I've seen the faces before, but they are not like really familiar for me when it comes to, movies I go after. But the movie is shot by Sven Nykvist, and that was actually the coolest thing. I didn't know that. And he is the greatest DP from Scandinavia ever. He has shot movies with Tarkovsky, Bergman, Polanski, and many, many more. And many movies in America as well. So I'm really looking forward to check that one out. So next one up is The Man Who Could Cheat Death. So this is a movie that is a Hammer horror film. And I'm not the biggest Hammer horror fan, but I have some great films, but I have a lot of mid films in my opinion, and this is one of them. This is from 1959, so actually kind of around their prime time. And it's directed by their most famous director, I would say, Terence Fisher. Christopher Reeves is in it, and but I will be selling this one, even though it's a really cool release. It's still a Hammer horror, and it's nothing more than that, in my opinion. So yeah. So I got both of the box sets from Hisayasu Sato, and I had never seen any films from him before, but I've seen some of the how you say it, Pinku films, or many Pinku films before, but I hadn't seen any of him, and he is one of the absolute most famous ones, but I never gotten around to see any of them before. There are 5 films in these box sets, so 3 in this one and 2 in this one, and from the box sets, how I would rate them, I would say that my favorite of them all was Lustmord. That one was great. I thought it was close to amazing. It's also shocking as hell. Second best was Rewind. I also love that film. The other was okay, I think, like 5 out of 10. Like Love Letters in the Sand was the one I didn't like at all. I thought that was the weakest. But I highly recommend these boxes, and I hope Vinegar Syndrome will release a lot more from him. Next one up is a Deaf Crocodile release, so it's serious. And this is a time travel film from Hungary, from all the way back in 1942. But what made this movie cool for me was when I read about it, when I got it. I think it was in the book here, or maybe I looked it up. I can't remember that. But it was during when Germany... when Hungary was part of Germany during the Second World War. And so in many ways, I love saying this just for fun. Many ways, Hitler was co-producing this film. Of course he wasn't, but you can say that, right? You know where the money came from. But yeah, Kathleen Karadi is amazing in this one, and she was also amazing in real life. And I think that was something I read in this film, or was it on the bonus features? I can't remember, but it was something like she saved a lot of Jewish children during, and that kind of ruined both her career, but also it could have killed her, of course. And I think she was put as prisoners by the Nazis because of that. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff. The thing that made this movie a little bit minus for me was the costume drama, because there's so much focus on what they can show us instead of what they want to tell us. So that was kind of the big minus with the film. But I still enjoyed it, and it's different. I haven't seen a movie that is quite like that. The next one is also a Deaf Crocodile release, and this is Alron, the Student of Prague. This one almost reminded me of kind of a feminist version of Frankenstein. Like almost like Poor Things in a way. It's weird. It's really weird when you watch it. I really dig this film, but it felt a little bit too long. But overall, I thought it was really weird to watch a movie with that kind of plot already back then. It was strange. So I'm super happy to own this on physical. Super duper happy that the Deaf Crocodile are releasing this kind of films. So next one up is 2551 trilogy. So it's 255101, 203, and it's Norbert Fluffenbichler who directed these ones from Austria. And I would just say, I think I can say that I'm one of the reasons this release exists. You find me on the bonus feature on this release. And I've been a big supporter of Fluffenbichler since I saw his first film, 255101. Because I do think these films are experimental fun to watch. It's kind of movies that dare to go in every different direction but still keep focus, and I like that. This is Spinal Tap. It's another film from Rob Reiner that I got this time around, and it's a movie I had on DVD, so I'm super happy to upgrade it to 4K actually. I thought I was going to buy a Blu-ray at some point, but Criterion surprised me. I love this film. It's an amazing movie. And I need to watch this also soon to pay tribute to the maestro, Rob Reiner. Sad to hear what happened to him. Next one up is Raw Meat, or what was the name of this one? It was something with lion. Deadline, I think it was. I never heard of this before, but I actually liked it a bit. I thought it was, again, weird. But yeah, it's a crazy movie in many ways. And most of the dark horror stuff happens in the underground, in the tunnel systems. And it really lingers on shit that you don't want to see, because it's really, really good makeup in this film. And the only thing I never understood in the film, what the woman was doing in the film at all, because she just took up space. But yeah, I do think she was kind of cute, so it didn't bugger me too much. But I highly recommend you to check this one out. Donald Pleasant is sleeping through the film. I don't think he knew he was acting even in that one. But still, really good film. Spawn. This is not a good film, but it's a really fun film, for me at least. I have a lot of nostalgia for it. I saw it at the premiere, or not like premiere week, when I was in Paris back in the days. I think it was 98, something like that, 96, 98 or something like that. And yeah, I was 15, 16 years old maybe. And it was big for me to see some of the actors who were in the film, and the big cinema and everything, right? And I do think the movie has some really, really cool scenes. It's just that it also has some really, really bad scenes. So, yeah. But you can't win all the fights. Martyrs. So one of my favorite horror films that is made after the 2000s. It's at least on top 10 list of best horror films. It's the best French extreme film that is made, in my opinion, and a movie that really made me believe in the director behind it. But sadly, I think the director has made mostly mid films afterwards. But I highly recommend Martyrs. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's close to amazing. Next one up is a shit film that I actually was back and forward if I was going to buy. But the thing is that I have all the VSU, and I have 3 VSU that I don't like either in the collection. So maybe one day I will start selling them off, but the ones I don't like. But I have only seen this also on YouTube, so I need to give it a go again. Like, I can't, what do you say, flaw the film for what I've seen on YouTube, because it was terrible quality. The sound was really, really bad. So yeah, I need to check this one out. Could be that I like it. I like a lot of strange stuff. Next one up is an amazing film, a movie I'm super happy that I got to buy. I didn't have this at all. I actually thought I had it on DVD, but I found out I didn't. Miss 45. So this is the second best movie from what's his name again? Abel Ferrara. I like Bad Lieutenant better, to be honest, but Bad Lieutenant is a masterpiece. But So Lund, I think her name is, she is so damn hot in this. Yeah, it says there. She's so damn hot in this film. And I don't know, it's something about, it reminds me a little bit of Thriller, A Cruel Picture. but not in look or anything like that, but in the way they have filmed different stuff, like the shootout in the ending and that. But yeah, I love that film. Was super happy when they announced it. Next one up is Troll 2. So many people will probably run away when they see this film, but I think it's cool to have a 4K out of the worst film ever made. But worst film, I mean, it's a fun fucking film, so I like this film. But it is among the most weirdest movies ever created when you think about that the director actually, in his mind, he thinks this is a masterpiece. But I don't know. That's one of the reasons why the movie is so good. I just think Claudio Fragasso, he has made so many bad, good films that actually I'm starting to wonder if he's a genius. It's almost like, because so many people try to do that also, but everybody fails. But I love Night Killer, Monster Dog, Strike Commando 2. Yeah, he is fun. The only person actually who will beat him, I think, in movies like that is Bruno Mattei. But they work together a lot, so you never know who actually directed the fucking films. Stendhal Syndrome. So this is among also Argento's worst films, but this is his best film among the worst. Like, this is the absolute best among the worst. I always liked Stendhal Syndrome. And the only thing I like, or I will say it like this, I like the film a lot when it's not horror. But the horror stuff I think is okay. But when it is drama, it is actually pretty damn good. The minus with the drama is Asia Argento, because she is not good in it. Well, what I think is the reason why the drama stuff works so well is because of the DP. Because the DP who shot this one, I think it's the only film he did with Argento actually, but he has done a lot of art house. Fellini's Satyricon, Terry Gilliam film, Baron Munchausen, and Candy, one of my favorite sexploitation comedies. So, and he has done a lot more also. But yeah, I think he is the one that has pushed Argento more over to the drama aspect and made that work. Because that's not Argento's strong thing in other films. So, Baywatch and Good Girls Don't. Baywatch is shit. It's terrible. There's nothing good to say about it. But Good Girls Don't, I fucking love that film. It's exactly what I miss about the 90s when it comes to the B movies. The really B movies. It's boobies, it's sexy girls, it's bad action, bad acting. It's a lot of cool locations, cool lighting, TV light type style. And I just love it. It was perfect. I've seen it 2 times since I got it, actually. I liked it so much. And it's a movie I want to take with me to the B-movie nights, because that's a movie I think they will like as well. The Hyena. So this is from the amazing Joe Diamante. Or maybe not amazing, but he always delivers something. I don't know. I like many of his films. But a lot of his films feels like cheap porno. And there's a reason for it. He directed probably 150 porno films, or at least erotic films, and some hardcore porno. And this was right in the middle when he directed a lot of pornos during the 90s. He did this film. And this is more of a Stockholm Syndrome film where we follow this incredible, beautiful woman and this weed criminal that capture her or take her prisoner, how you say, and they get kind of stuck, or she gets Stockholm Syndrome with him. And it's, I don't know, the story is not that good, but I love the style of movies like that. So that movie was a big surprise for me, actually. I liked it a lot. Next one up is Funny Things Happen Down Under. I didn't like this film a lot, but I had to see it. But I didn't hate it. It's a movie I will keep. It's Olivia Newton-John has one really good scene in this one where she sings. She's a great singer. But what I did like most with the film was actually the farmland in Australia back in the 70s. It was something about the tone of the entire thing. And I also loved when they colored the jeeps. That was fun. But the movie was not good. But it's a movie I will watch again. I'm pretty sure about that. Noroi the Curse. So I thought I had seen this before, but then I found out I can't because I saw the trailer and I can't remember anything from it. If I was a found footage guy, I would have loved this film. I thought it was decent, and just by saying it's decent is actually pretty damn good for me. But it's one of the most famous found footage films out there. And I do recommend it. It actually has a pretty creepy scene in the ending that was nasty to watch. I watched it alone, so I had to look behind me a couple of times. Cecilia Be Demented. So this is a really fun movie. But still, it's one of John Waters' weakest movies in my opinion. But I had a lot of fun with this one. Melanie Griffith is fantastic in the film. But I think the premise, the plot and everything is fun. When I watched it, I was thinking all the time, I wish it was more dirty, like John Waters' films normally is. But I did like the film a lot. It will be a movie I will go back to. So this is a movie it's hard to go back to be honest. I had this on DVD, but I found out, you know what, I need to upgrade it. I love the film. I only seen it 2 times. And I think I will see it again in a year or something because I need to have space between and I need to be in the right mood. But the thing is that the twist in the film is so damn impactful. But I know the twist, right? So if you're going to see this film and you don't know the twist of it, don't read anything. Just go blind into this film. It has one of the strongest twists ever on a film. Everybody who talks about this talks about the twist, but keep away from them because they will spoil the film for you. It's an amazing film. Really, really good. Next one up is Spring, Summer, Fall, Winter, and Spring. So I've had this film on DVD for ages and I didn't know about it. So when I bought this one now, it was just after I found out I had a DVD, but I found out, you know what? Kim Ki-duk is a director I'm really, really big fan of. And he died way too young, sadly. But yeah. And this is his masterpiece. To be honest, I love The Isle, but this one is perfect in every way. It's a movie that will give your eyes some water. It's an amazing movie, and it's not only the story by itself or the characters. It's actually also the message the movie have, and you can take the message in many ways, and that's what I love about movies is when they dare to go a little bit deeper. Angst. So one of the best psychological thriller horror films ever made. Always loved this film. Had it on DVD, had it on Blu-ray, and I had to upgrade it on 4K. I love this film so much. You have to watch this film also. Go blind into it. Don't read about it. It's not about twist or anything like that, but it's more about how it looks, how it feels. I will not speak about it because I don't want to spoil it to people. But one shot that you have seen in thousands of films afterwards, I would say it comes from this film. Yes, there has been movies that have used the same similar kind of technique before, but not in the way it's used in this film. It's an amazing movie. Really, really great. Next one up, it's not an amazing movie, but it is a movie I like a lot from I was a kid. So I really need to check it out soon. I haven't seen it since 96, 97 or something like that when it was on VHS. I don't think I ever had it on VHS, actually. I think I rented it. But it's a fun 90s B-comedy. And if I remember rightly, it's pretty damn crazy also. And it's, of course, the prosthetic and all of the makeup and stuff like that it's famous for. But yeah, I'm looking forward to check that one out again. Next one up is a movie I upgraded because I like it a lot. And I sold the Blu-ray I had, so I didn't pay much for it. But it's Time Crimes. So I will watch this soon because I was actually planning to watch it a month ago on Blu-ray before I sold my Blu-ray, before I got this one. But now I will watch it on 4K and I'm looking forward to do that. I haven't seen it now for at least 4 or 5 years. But this is also a movie, go blind into it. It's from a more experimental filmmaker. It's a Spanish film, but he has made... every film he makes, I have to see. But I actually only like this one of every film he has made. But I do like many of the premises he has in the films. And like Colossus. I was really looking forward for that one. But I got really disappointed, sadly. But it's something about him playing around with the medium I like so much. And storytelling. But yeah. So I'm highly recommending that one to people. Oh, I only have 3 more releases here. So next one up is Shaw Scares Volume 1. Yeah, so I only seen one of these films, and it's Sex Beyond the Grave. It's really crazy, really fun, and it never stops. It feels like the last 15 minutes of Conjuring 2. And I don't like the last 15 minutes of Conjuring 2, but it's just because it goes from a really good tension movie to become something idiotic. Well, this movie is idiotic from 10 minutes in. The first 10 minutes is kind of a different film, it feels like, because it's a gritty rape scene in the opening of this film. But after that, it goes into schlock territory. It's Evil Dead fucking meets Matrix kind of things, and it's crazy beyond crazy. I loved it. I haven't checked out the other 2, Hell Has No Boundaries and Haunted Tales yet, but I will check them out soon. I had good fun with that. It's kind of the Shaw films, horror films they release. They have a bunch of them, so I will bet Vinegar Syndrome will release a bunch in the future. So this one I was really looking forward to. It's Nothing is Sacred. It's a box with 3 movies from one of the greatest directors of all time, at least one of the most important directors, I would say. And also for horror, actually, because he, in my opinion, he created the kind of edit style you see in a lot of violence scenes in horror films afterwards. Thousands and thousands of them. Every time I see a scene like where they cut from a knife going towards something and then they cut to going through an apple or whatever it is, right? Where you cut from a violent scene to something else, or the other way around, where you are going to cut in like a cheese, like a toast or something like that, and then you cut straight to someone cutting into a leg. Like, I think of him. And it's Luis Buñuel, and I think everybody knows the short film he did back in 49, maybe, something like that. But the movies in this box set is Viridiana and The Extermination Angel and Simon and the Desert. And yeah, both of the first films I mentioned are movies that use satire and more about rich and poor, or just rich people and how they kind of are bored in life and they just want to eat themselves to death. I don't know. Not eat themselves to death. They are... What was the movie about? They walk into that room in a dinner party. They walk into a room and they can't leave the room, right? And a lot of shit happens there. And it's... I felt I'd seen it before, but then it reminded me that I have seen a similar setup of a British film from the late 70s. So it's after this one, so I can't blame this one for that. It's actually the other film that took it from this. Yeah, it's movies that I will probably never watch again. But I did enjoy watching them. I enjoyed the experience. But Simon of the Desert, that was a weird one. It's actually, I read about it afterwards, it's actually a movie that is just shot half of the movie before the budget ran out. And then he just needed to finish the movie with the little money he had left. And that's why it feels so weird to watch it. But I thought the movie was fucking good, because we are like following a Jesus type of character. Actually not Jesus, because you feel he's against the religious bosses, or how you say, the hierarchy. And he is tormenting himself, or torturing himself is a better way, standing on this kind of pole, or what you call it. And I don't know, I kind of like the setup of that. And you have like the devil walking around underneath him, played by the incredible hot and sexy and beautiful, and I can't remember her name, that's the thing, Sylvia or something, Pinal, I think it is. And she goes full out boobies here, and she's fun. But you gotta remember, this is an older film, and it's more about, I don't know, putting out a message than it is actually comedical. But I had a fun with it because I didn't know what direction it was going, where it was going to go. And I started with the bonus features on this one. It's a lot of stuff that is fun to listen to. And I think this is more for me to sit down one day and just listen to how it got made, how was the director, and all of that shit. It's interesting. And last up is a movie I'm super happy I got to upgrade, is Reanimator. So I already had 2 Blu-ray releases of this one. I sold one, and I'm thinking of selling the other one as well now since I have this one. But I always loved Reanimator. How I can say with Reanimator is that for me it's a masterpiece. It's one of those movies where I can watch it 100 times and I never get bored. I do think it has some pacing issues before he loses his head, to say it like that. But I still think there is so much fun going on. And what saves the film, I know Barbara Crampton saves a lot in the film, but what saves the film through the entire running time is, without a doubt, David Gale. His character in this film is so fucking fun. I can't even start to explain it. Brian Yosna, Stuart Gordon together. Wish they made many more films. Jeffrey Combs is really good in this one. I think this is his best role, actually. I can't come up with anything, but I love him in this film. The lead actor, I can't remember his name, but I've never been a big fan of him. But everyone else is great. Her father is also, Barbara Crampton's character's father in this one is also amazing. But yeah, it's so damn fun. Another reason I always forget Reanimator when I talk about the best splatters out there, like when I mentioned Brain Dead and I mentioned Evil Dead and all of these, it's because I always thought that the movie ended a little bit too quick. And you gotta remember also, I saw this film for probably 5 to 10 years before I ever saw the original cut of the film. And all the nudity and all of that was gone in the one I saw for 5 to 10 years. So it was even shorter, the ending. But when all the zombies goes nuts in the ending, I feel like the movie is over before it really begins. But I just rewatched it a year ago, maybe not a year even. We had it on the B-movie night maybe a half year ago. Everybody liked it a lot. So I just actually kind of saw it. But I've seen this film so many times. I love it. And everybody have seen Reanimators. I don't need to talk about it. But that was everything I had this time around. And I will probably be back in March, April or something like that with another stack of movies. I'm waiting in movies from iMusic, some from Platekompaniet, and I'm also getting my second release through my company now. It's coming this or next week, so it will go out in the shops. I think it's the 12th of January. It will be sold through different shops around Norway and Denmark. Yeah, I think that's it. Hope you have a happy new year, and I hope you will put a like and subscribe, and I see you next time. Bye 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 bye.